they said how good Manchester was, the
Yeah.
family fund
We're on.
people.
Oh,
And
wow.
just to send back to you, thank you, because, you know, they thought it was a really good, for them as well. They really thought it was good.
Well, I tried to introduce ourselves to each of the stalls and trying to network, and I got like contacts of families, Northwest region, that I could give to Christine. So the networking I did, I could give information to Christine for her.
The thing is, I don't know about you, I mean, you'll tell because you've been with us a long time, but I was saying to Rob as well, you know, it's not always just a case of being able to advertise like groups and that. Sometimes it's nice to get out there and just be a voice.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, just be a voice and actually be more proactive.
Yeah.
Because that's what we don't do so much of, because obviously we're only a small charity, but
Yeah.
just get out there. Like with me running next week, I'll have my t-shirt on next week.
Well, Phil's doing a great Manchester swim, so him and his brother's doing that for, you know, his brother's doing several challenges. He's doing a mini triathlon next Sunday for the Stroke Association. He's doing something else for cancer research, and he's doing this for the TSA.
Brilliant. You can just say it again when we do the camera thing, because it's really good. So, yeah, I've got, me and my brother are doing 13 miles next week.
Phil can't run because he's got problems with his knees, because he ran a lot in his younger days, so...
Yeah, but fair play to do the swim.
Well, he sort of...
Does he wear a wetsuit?
I think so.
He must do,
Lots of charities do it. It's quite popular, this open water swim on Salford Quays. So it's usually quite a busy day. I think Kate, I'm not sure whether Kate and Andy have done it in the past.
Oh, okay.
They might have done it because on the day they were doing it, if it's the same thing, I couldn't go down because I've not been well. I didn't feel well enough to go down and support them. So Katie and... They came up, basically. Right. Katie and Martin came to me after and had a chat, and basically...
No, that's good.
You know, from that point of view, they came, dropped in on the way home.
I don't know how you keep up with it, Jo.
No,
You're always busy when I talk to you. She's been on 40th birthday.
Yeah.
Or she's doing something. She's always out and about.
I'm trying to fit in work as well.
I know.
Yeah, trying to fit in work as well, because I work as a nurse in my day job. Right. Well, I'm working nights at the minute, so it's my night job. So...
You certainly set us all to shame.
Yeah, 12.5-hour nights are quite fun. Not. But, yeah.
Right, shall we start? Oh, we've already started, have we? We've been on.
All right. Shall I talk about
Talk about your relationships.
My relationship. Well, Janet Metcalf got me into Outlook when the lovely Janet Metcalf was alive, and she used to ring me up and say, "Can you speak to such a body?" Because it's like a first basis. They just needed a contact. Quite often I didn't hear from them again. It was just giving them basic information, and I could direct them to the TSA then, and basically the organisation. Outlook became because there were a gang of us who didn't fit, who were like in the middle. We were mildly affected, not so much severely affected, so we were like, there was a gap there that we needed something for. So a few of us who were quite passionate about it got Outlook, you know, campaigned for Outlook really, where we got our own weekend every year. And it was just a chance to meet other people, because the regional groups weren't up and running then really, so you weren't actually meeting anybody, and people like myself felt quite isolated. You have the condition but no one around you has it. You talk to your parents about it, but they don't understand yes, they're your parents, but they don't understand because they haven't got it. And I know it's a horrible thing to say. I mean, for years my mum blamed herself. She beat herself up about it for no. So through Outlook, it started about 20 odd years ago. The first one was in Bristol. You had the lovely Anne Hunt there. and it's, you know, we decided we wanted various places around the UK to give people north and south, you know, travelling distance and things like that. Out of that has grown really good friendships. Most of, you know, a lot I've known for the you know, for the time they've been there. And a lot of them are like having another family. It's like Phil said last night. It's like a second family. You know, that's what it feels like. It feels like I've only got one brother, but I feel like I've got loads of brothers and sisters. That's how, and if one of us is feeling down, we can Facebook, we can phone. Like a guy called Stephen Langer, who's been part of Outlook, he's not here, but he's like a brother to me. He's like having an older brother, and we can phone up and shout, scream, whatever, you know. I meet up with Steve from time to time, but some I don't see from one year to the next because of distance. Out of that, I'm godparents to 3 little girls. Well, not little anymore. The oldest one is 16, the other 12, and I think Christina was 6 in August. And through that, I met my lovely husband, because he was godparent too. I knew the mum through, like, secondary school, and he knew the husband before, you know. So, and we met, the kids got us together through, because we've got a love of films. We're like, what, you know, we've got some really similar interests, but I was still like, I've got a medical condition, how's he going to feel about it? So on the second day, we were going to go to Land No, because they have a Victorian fair every May. It's the town dresses up in Victorian costumes, you have steam engines. It's right, good week, it's all thought right. I'm better at processing things by writing things down. So I thought I'll write him a letter and explain what I've got. So it's like a get out clause. You know what I've got, so you can say no, you can get. Anyway, took the letter and he read it and he said, that's fine. He said to me, I'd rather have you because I'm older, he's 5 years older than me. I don't want kids of my own. His 2 brothers have got children. I don't want kids. I'd rather have you. So we've got a 3-legged Patterdale Terrier who's his baby, basically. She follows him about everywhere. But he's really got on board with TS. I'm quite lucky. I have my good days and bad days. Chris Kingswood was talking about anxiety and depression. I do have that, and I am on medication. I've had a lot of stress lately, and I suffer with my kidneys. So in my job, I'm a nurse. I work as a stroke rehabilitation nurse at my local hospital. I've got flexible working in place, and the trust have been pretty good because I'm classed as having a disability. And they've known from the outset when I had the medical. I trained there, so probably been there 13 years. But as a nurse, I've been a nurse 11 years next month. So they've known I've got a medical condition, and I'm really lucky. I've had good managers who've known about it. My current manager said, if you get any appointments, just let me know and we'll work around them. At times, because I work in a hospital and I'm going to hospitals for appointments, I feel like I'm on a constant merry-go-round. It's like a circuit. But I also find it really interesting meeting other doctors. And I remember going to Alder Hay once for Janet Metcalfe for a professional event. And one of the doctors said, I can't believe you look normal. Because all they've been told with TS is the severely affected, probably wheelchair, head banging. He said, you look normal. I said, well, I am normal. I just have TS, but I'll live with it and I work with it. I do try and promote it in my job. I've got a TSA badge which I wear on my uniform, and that's really good because it's a talking point, because I'll get patients asking about it. And I've also had doctors and my colleagues asking about it as well. Recently, I've had a couple of colleagues asking about it. One girl on nights actually Googled the association and Googled the group. So it's been an actual networking talking point about it. So it's actually been really good in that sense. I've also enjoyed sort of helping out, doing one-off events, like I did a family fun day in Manchester at the Carer Centre, promoting TS. But you're promoting that there is life with TS, because a lot of parents think there isn't. They just told the severely bad side to it. But I'm saying, well, yeah, everyone achieves in their own way. Everyone's an individual and they're all important in their own way and they're all achieving in their own way. They might not be the goals of, say, a high flyer academic, but they achieve in different ways. My parents were really good because I got 2 O-levels when I wasn't expected to get anything. But my brother got 10, but they both treated us the same. They, you know, they were chuffed to bits with both, you know, my achievements and his. I mean, they've not had it easy over the years. They've had to do the trekking to hospitals and back. And I've been rushed in hospital countless times. But I try not to let that affect me. At the end of the day, I've made very good friendships. But I try and promote TS in saying, well, it's not all bad. And that's what I'm involved with, the Manchester support group now. And that's what I tell parents there. And 1 or 2 of them actually said, you're an inspiration of what can be. Because again, that's what they're told. This is what you've got and this is what it's going to be. But then they look at other people like myself and other people in the Outlook group and can think, well, something is achievable. You know, they can achieve in their own right. And that's what I want to try and push, really. You know, that everybody has different skills, different abilities. You know, I'm no good at drawing, but I've got a memory for numbers and facts at times, you know. So, you know, we each have our own qualities.
That's brilliant. I know certainly, I mean, people who sat before you are saying to you, they're inspirational. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't have tried what they've tried. And I think in some ways, because of tuberous sclerosis, they've decided to get on with it and try everything and do things that they wouldn't have done.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't wish it, but, you know, they're trying things because they don't want to be put in that banding.
I mean, I went through the why me phase at first, but then I thought, why not me? Eventually, when I come to grips with it. The hardest point I had was when my urologist said, he told me quite categorically that I shouldn't have children. I knew it down within myself, but I sat in the canteen at Withington Hospital, where I go for my outpatients clinic with my mum, and I did actually cry my eyes out. I mean, I went through my 20s and 30s thinking, shall I, but I think I knew deep down wasn't having children, but to have it confirmed that was, you know, the adverts you get nowadays, it's all targeted to our parents, children, and when you can't have children or children are an issue, it's quite hard in that respect because in some ways you don't feel normal. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but in some ways you don't feel normal because you don't have children. And some people, because, you know, they'll talk about children at work and they'll say to me, have you got any children? And I'll say, no, I can't have children. And they're like, oh, I'm really sorry. I said, it's all right, you can talk about it, I'm okay. But they're off like, they step back from it. But I say, it's fine, don't worry about it. You know, it's just the way life is. We've got our dog. And she's like a child in a way. She is.
But Phil's very supportive as well.
Phil is very supportive.
Because you're on the same sort of way.
Phil is very supportive. I've not had a bad bleed since I've been with him, but I've had scares where I've had to be rushed to Wythenshawe. That's where my urology team are based, and they said there's no point going to your local hospital, go to Wythenshawe because that's where your team is. And he's been down there with me. My mum has as well, and I've been there at times in absolute agony. But they've not kept me in because it's just like pain relief. I'm not bleeding. In some ways over the years I've wished there has been a bleed that could do something, but in another way it could have made my life worse and I could have been made poorly. So it's lesser of two evils. So I've gone down just to be checked out and come back again. And when I just scare that I had, the bad scare I had, my mum did come with me because he's no good with needles either, so we had to walk out whilst a cannula put in and everything. But my mum could give my medical history
Yeah.
whereas Phil didn't know. But he is very supportive, and he'll know if I'm not feeling well, or he'll say, you need to rest, or take your medication, or... So he is really good like that.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
That's brilliant. And you are, Jane, an inspiration, I've got to say.
Brilliant.
And thank you for doing all